Hi, my name's Robert Silverstein and I'm a candidate for the Journey Level Master Beekeeper's certificate at UC Davis. This video is going to cover testing for Nosema spores using a hemocytometer. The University of Minnesota protocol is what I'm using. It's quite simple to test for Nosema. It really is 4 simple steps. Number 1, collect bees. Number 2, prepare the bees. Number 3, view the sample prepared under the microscope at 400 power. And finally, count those spores and use a mathematical formula to determine the number of Nosema per bee. So let's get started with more details. I am using the University of Minnesota protocol. First of all, you need certain equipment. The equipment would include a way to capture the bees, a way of preparing the bees, which would be either a rolling pin or a mortar and pestle. You need pipettes and a hemocytometer, which provides a grid in which to count the individual spores. Finally, some math and you're done. Collecting the bees can be done either with a vacuum type device or by simply using an insect net in front of the hive. You'd like to use older bees that are going in and out of the hive. Following that, you would take those bees and euthanize them. The number you would want is somewhere between 30 and 100 bees, depending on what protocol you're using. In the protocol I'm using, I've collected 50 bees. The bees can be used whole or the abdomens can be removed. The sample is then prepared either by using a rolling pin or a mortar and pestle to prepare the sample. Since I have 50 bees, I'm adding 25 milliliters of water to create a slurry and grinding those up again. Once that's done, I use a pipette to collect a little sample and then put the sample onto a slide. Once I have counted the number of spores, I apply a simple formula. Multiply the number of spores counted in the 5 grid squares by 25,000 to obtain the spore load for your sample. For example, 100 spores total in 5 squares times 25,000 equals 2.5 million spores per bee. Once the counting is finished, one would clean off their slide and clean up the microscope and so forth. That's the process. I hope you've enjoyed the video.